right-hand side down there, and the other side of the hill is a shaft going back into the mountain over there. What the heck is that? It kind of looks like a mine, but it isn't. There's actually a butcher shop over there. Think about it, they didn't have any refrigeration to keep the meat cold in the summer. So they would drill a shaft back into the side of a hill, line it with ice that came out over the winter. Hopefully it would make it through the summer, and hopefully it keeps the meat cool enough so it didn't spoil the meat. See the size of that pit over here to the left. There were 3 shaft mines over there one time. They went down even lower than that pit. Engine working a little bit coming out here. This is the steepest grade on the railroad. It's almost 4%. We're going up 4 feet for every 100 feet we're going forward. For a railroad, that's a real steep grade. Going over Donner Pass, that railroad probably doesn't get any more than 2%, barely over, all the way over Donner Pass. Coming up, you can see the other side of Tunnel 3. This end doesn't look too bad. Actually, you can also see that rock really holding itself. Right hand side, there's another building down here. Oyster works above it. That's the strong point build on the road. Good mine in this day. It's in pretty good shape because they refurbished it back in the 1890s for a movie. Johnny Depp was up here. They did a movie up here. It's called Dead Man. Dead Man Walking. Dead Man. It was so good it was printed in there. Wall next to it down there, you can see that was a school, believe it or not, a K-12 school. Fort Homestead, the Civil War era fort. Abe Lincoln in 1861. Knew there was a lot of money coming out of here. Wanted to get some of the judges and marshals out here to kind of keep it under control. 1861 was the start of the Civil War. They did not want this to fall into Confederate hands. They knew all the money coming out of here. So they put a small fort up on top. They didn't have into the Virginia mine, which is now under the Silverland Hotel. It took Imperial dollars, $120 million out of that one mine. Today's figures, you're looking at $500 billion came out of that one mine. He was probably, if not the richest, one of the richest men in the world. He hobnobbed with the Rockefellers and all the bigwigs in New York City. His wife moved to Paris. He lived in both New York City and Paris. Started his own radio company, Mackey Radio, ship-to-shore radio. Had his own steamship. We put in transatlantic telephone cable and a trans-Pacific telephone cable. He was actually putting in a radio station in Canada. That was definitely the sun. You can see some more of our equipment over there. We got 2 steam engines inside right now. One's getting ready to come out. We got to put the tubes back in, and it's about ready to come out. One of them's going to be running Saturday, so we're firing it up tomorrow for a Saturday, Sunday run. It's inside, you can't see it, but another gentleman, the Reno people up here in Illinois. Name of Patrick Minogue. This is Minogue High School. Contemporary of John Mackey, they had actually worked the gold fields in California together. Had a fire up here, 1873, 1875 actually. Took down about 2/3 of the town. It was headed to John Mackey's mine in Virginia. He went to his buddy, Patrick Minogue. Minogue became the bishop of St. Mary's in the Mountains Church up here. He says, hey, I want to use your church for a fire break. Fire out of the mine. I'll rebuild the church. And he did what you're looking at with the church over here on the right-hand side. St. Mary's in the Mountains was rebuilt by John Mackey. 1876 date on the front of it. Building up on the left side, 4th Ward School up there. Again, opened 1876. K-12. Built for 1,000 kids, although they never had quite everything up there. Topped out about 850 kids. Last graduating class in 1938. State of the art. They had indoor plumbing in 1870. Fairgrounds on the right-hand side over here. Stadium set up for camel races. Camel races, Virginia State. Mexico. Definitely driving up here. Didn't get along too well. The host didn't like the rocky soil at all. We also didn't get along with the teamsters. They were definitely competition for the teamsters, horses, and mules. They were pretty much right out of here. In 1953, they were filming a movie up here called The Misfits. Filming a date right down below us, actually. Marilyn Monroe, Clark Gable, both of them, was their last movie. Territorial Enterprise, how the story goes, it said we had camel races in Virginia City. And they went viral, so to speak. The next year they had to put them on. The director of the movie had a source. He brought some camels up there, John Ford. John Ford actually rode the first winner of the camel races up there in 1954. Every year since. Right around Labor Day. Cars up here on the left-hand side, I gotta give you a little bit of history on that. The yellow one, it's got a Jersey Little name on it. It was used in the movie with Paul Newman, The Life and Times of Detroit. 3 green coaches came out of New Jersey. They were day coaches right down in the Tucson, New Jersey. They just came back from Montana here a couple months ago. They were used in 1923 up there for a couple of episodes. They were also in Killers in the Flower Moon. Back about 3 years ago when that one came out. The wood car on the other side of it actually has 26 movie credits to its name.